All right, welcome in everybody. It is a time for a market update. We're gonna get this update on the XRP. We did an update this morning and stuff. We called pink line on the 1 minute. We got that, nailed it. Come back down, hit it again. We've hit it again now, and now we're coming back through it again. So what are we looking at on the 15-minute time frame? We're still on the green light. We're still going up. Here we are. 5 minute has destroyed those pink lines as well, like we called earlier. 15-minute time frame has been prepping. It's in the greens area. It's pulled down after it hit its blue line. We are looking for a pink line up next. So we'll be looking for that $3.12 coming. And then, of course, moving on over to the 30-minute time frame, it's showing that we are overbought. So we got to do that little bit of a pullback. So we still see that $3.12. We'll get a pullback, but we're going to be looking at another pink line after we pull back some. So be looking for that $3.17 as well. Going over to the 1 hour time frame, we are still in that uptrend, so that's why we're going to be getting that pullback, setting up for that next uptrend. Of course, we're going to be hitting our pink line and everything up here. So again, these pink lines and all that is at $3.11. So is the yellow, $3.12 for the blue. We're going to be able to hit all three of those on that 1 hour time frame before we wind up coming back down on that one. 2 hour time frame, we've already nailed the pink, the blue, and we're on our way up to that yellow again. We have that green check right here. It says we are going up higher. That's $3.12. So we've got it confirmed on multiple time frames. We will be doing that $3.12. 4 hour time frame says that we are getting very close to that oversold area where we're going to get a trigger like we did back here, where we'll take our next leg up. So next leg up would more than likely get us into that new all-time high. Okay, so be watching that. If we do wind up breaking down below, like I was saying before, down below that $2.90, we're looking at 287. Blue line, 4 hour markers. All right. I don't think we're going to go to the pink line right now. I think we're still going to take and let that keep coming and pull its way up. And that'll be on the next pullbacks once we do a new all-time high stuff. Now, don't hold me to that. That's a possibility that it can still come down to that. Because so right now, that low is 261. The reason why I was calling the drop right here is if we go to the daily, we had to do that pullback into that slingshot positioning. And that's exactly what we did. We came back and we hit our daily orange line right there. So that's actually where I put in a trade for a long. So we're in the long, we're up in there, we're good. I do see us going to be pulling back down stuff after we hit our markers. We are going to be pulling back down a little bit, pulling this green down below the red. You're probably going to see that for a day or so, get it down below it, and then we're going to go and pump back above it. So be ready for that on XRP. So let's move on over. Bitcoin is another one that everybody wants to look at. So looking at it here on the 1 minute, we've hit all the lines here. We have hit in the overbought area. We're going to be looking at that one selling off. 5 minute is showing that we are still in the downtrend. So we've already hit all those. We just came down and hit every single one of those. We still got to see it come down some more. So we're going to be looking at that 115,000 more than likely right there. So we'll have that little bit of pullback. We're going to be coming up though. We'll be winding up hitting that 118,000. Moving over to the 30-minute time frame, we are still bullish. We still do have to go up some more, but basically what it's wanting to do is come down and hit in this area right here to do a reset. But 118,000 confirmed on multiple time frames. 117,000. So yeah, we'll have a little bit of pullback, creating that new entry. But we're seeing right here where we are down. This is kind of what we're doing on the daily for the XRP. We're pulling up the green above the red, and we're going to push down, and then we'll wind up flipping, coming to the upside up here, 117, 118,000. 2 hour time frame says we are still in the uptrend. So yeah, it'll pulls back on the other ones. Basically, it's clearing any kind of liquidity and going back to the upside, which we do have some liquidity still right here on the downside. They'll be looking for that. But again, multiple time frames, is confirming the 117 to 118,000. 4 hour time frame is also triggering us for a take and go up. So it looks like our drop right there was that 114,000 area. If we was to break down below that, Be looking for that blue line, 113,776. And then of course that was to break. We would be looking at that pink line of 111,000. So be watching those on the daily. It's done the same thing pretty much that XRP has done as well. It's already down lower than what the XRP was for the daily, so looks like it is losing dominance. Moving on over for the Ethereum, let's start over here on the 1 minute time frame. Looks like we are getting into that overbought area, but we are going to be hitting the pink line on the 1 minute, so be looking for that 43.42. There's going to be a little bit pullback to our green line area and stuff here, and then we'll probably see it push up more. It may wind up just pushing on up here and touching the blue and come back, but we have that going right now. 5 minute time frame. Be looking for that pink line. We hit the yellow, come back, hit the blue multiple times here, and now it's going to wind up coming up and hitting all three of those. We are bullish right here. We got the trigger entry. We had that bottom right there. We're looking at 44.08 on the 5 minute time frame. After that, get the 45.12. So we're going to wind up hitting the 5 and the 15 probably around the same time because there's not much difference on them. And 15 minute time frame, it can take a whole lot more of an upside before it moves back down. So be watching for that. 30 minute time frame, we are showing bullish as well. So here we are, 44.21 to be able to clear out all these. 1 hour time frame shows us that we still have to come down a little bit, but we're currently still bullish right now, so we're going to be clearing the upside before we pull back down. And that's typical. You want to come down below the 12, or correction, below the yellow, hit the blue, we'll come back up, and then we'll come back down again. So we will be seeing a 40.1981. Be watching for that. 2 hour time frame on Ethereum. Looks like we've pulled up into a trigger area here. It could come on up into here, which would be what we've been looking for on the other time frames, right in this area. And that's about what we're looking at for a slingshot for it to come on down on that yellow for the 2 hour time frame. Blue 39.19, and then the pink at 3600. 4 hour time frame still has a little bit more to go down. It is in the downtrend, so 38.90 would be our first target to hit on the downside on that one. With that movement and stuff, that yellow could be enough to bring it down close to our oversold area, but we'll probably push through that just a little bit. So be watching out. That's probably going to be it's a good possibility we're going to take and come back down into this area right in here stuff to seal the deal. 36.96 on the daily. Let's see. We have DAG. This is one of them that community members wanted to look at on the 1 minute time frame. We have cleared all of the lines. We have hit our triggers according to the things here. We're the dashboard. We're fixing to be going back up, so we'll be looking at coming back up to that 0.37, correction, the 0.037 there, the pink line. 5 minute will be hitting the 0.038. 15 minute, man, everything is so tight right there. It is still bullish, so be looking for this one to start pumping soon. I mean, I think it's so bullish right now. Even on the 30 minute time frame, we are extremely bullish. So be looking for that to pull up. We can pull down on that pink line right here. I think it's actually what we're about to fixing to hit. Pink line. You'll wind up seeing us flip to the upside. Yep, right there is starting to drop. So we'll be flipping and getting that top on the 1 hour time frame. Sorry guys. Trying to do this all at once. Yep, another one's confirming at the 0.038. and another one at 0.6. So here we are looking at multiple time frames showing that we are going to be coming back up and hitting those as confirmations. So be ready for the upside of DAG if you haven't got it. That's fine. I just had a few people who do have it and they wanted to get an update on it. Let's look at XLM though. 1 minute time frame. Looks like we've hit everything here. We're going to wind up pulling back down according to the 5 minute time frame. Yeah, we will be pulling back. We got a good liquidity spot right here. You can see that block right here on this candle. We got a green block on there. We've created that liquidity gap. That will be a pullback touching our yellow area here, probably marker right here. So 0.4143. And of course, we're going to see that upside of that 41.98, clearing that high of that 42.05. 15-minute time frame is bullish. We are still green lit. We pulled down. We pulled that green below the red, and look, you can see it's already flipping, trying to pull that slingshot position in. It's clearing out this liquidity here, pushing us up to our blue line, and then eventually push us up to the pink line. So we'll be looking at that 42.96 on the 15-minute time frame. 30 minutes going to be looking like a little bit more of a push up. So yes, we're definitely going to be seeing that 43.75. Now when we'll be seeing that, that's probably going to be we might be able to see that by the morning, maybe tomorrow. So be watching out for it. 1 hour time frame, got that 42.78. So yeah, that's absolutely going to be awesome because the 1 hour going to be pulling back up to that. That's just going to triggering it for getting that 30-minute time frame hit. 2 hour is bullish right here. You can see that curve coming up. We've got the green dot. We hit and we bounced off of our pink line. We're going to be coming back up here, hitting this yellow line, finishing clearing out this order block right here. But it does also give us a trigger point right here for a push back down before we'll wind up seeing some more of the upside on that one. So be careful. 4 hour time frame. Looks like we do have the possibility of coming back to a 38 cent. Possibilities of a 0.3341 on here. But looking at the 4 hour chart for XLM, it is in that oversold area. We're going to be looking at a entry coming in soon. So I don't know if it'll actually come all the way down to the blue line on the 4 hour. But with this setup right here, I'm looking at, we come up probably about the 0.4273. We're going to come up in here, creating a trigger for a short. Let's not, rule out the option of that 43.91 that we need to come up to clear that liquidity gap. Possibly even up here to that 44.89, but more than likely we're going to come up about right here, staying below this candle, which is creating that slingshot back down where we'll pull down a little bit lower, possibly breaking this last low here, hitting the blue line. And then of course on the daily, putting us at the 39. Yeah. Yeah, be looking at that possibility of us pulling back down here to about this low of the 39.67 area before it pushes back up, because that right there could give us that actual trigger on XLM to take off. Let's look at Doge. Got a 1 minute on Doge. We got the green light here. We had green light trigger, and we wrote it. It's create these 3 order blocks here. It doesn't really show it, but this right here is actually another order block area. So a pull back down in here would be an easy one, around 22.071. So we can be looking at that. According to the 1 minute, we are on a sell, but 5 minutes still showing that we have more to go. So we're going to be looking at that 22 cent right there, 22,878. 15-minute time frame, we'll be looking at the 23 cent, 192. We have a long way to go on the 15-minute time frame, and it's creating, of course, the big order block that we was just on here talking about. 30-minute time frame, moving on over to it. 23,134 was our pink line here. Again, we got the order block, so there is going to be some pull down. What it's done right here, looks like it's pulled up into a slingshot positioning where it'll pull back down in here, but because of the way it's doing, we had an actual pull up, pulled down. We'll might be able to pull back down here, clearing out that liquidity gap. So look for it to pull back to the liquidity gap and then push on up to that 23,134 area. 1 hour time frame. It's showing that we are going to be going back up, but it's showing right here where we're triggering around this blue line for a slingshot back down, which would clear out that liquidity gap and push back up. But we are ready to take back up here, clearing out this liquidity gap, which would get us on the 30-minute time frame. See that 23,134 when you come back over here to the 1 hour, that liquidity gap. Look at this. That's where you're going to end up getting those lines or triggering on the lower time frame. So always watch. It starts on the 1 minute time frame, goes to the 5, 15, 30, and so on. Here we are. We got green lines down below our red line. So we want to pull up above our red, close a candle, typically around the orange line here. We want to try to stay under it. It can come up above it a little bit. And as we got liquidity there, it's a possibility of it. And then it's going to pull back down. It's going to wind up hitting our pink line on the lower side, which is that 21,675. 4 hour time frame. Yep. It's looking like it'll pull up to be able to trigger that liquidity gap right there. And then it'll push back down on the 4 hour. We still have some more time, or correction, some more space to go down on that 4 hour. Showing here on our visual. So we got the double confirmation of the sales. It did come down. The trigger and came back up a little bit higher, but now it's on its way to push down towards that pink line of that 20 cent. So be careful on that one. Looking at the daily. Yes, we can definitely see that 21 cent. So be looking for the orange or the yellow line right there on Doge on the daily count. Correction, daily. If you want to see the rest of these and stuff, just tag me in my Discord and we will look at going over those for you. If you haven't got you haven't got the indicator set up yet, make sure you let me know in the Discord and stuff, and we'll walk you through how to set that up and help you read these, and we'll be able to take and keep you up to date. So this is me just trying to do this without any kind of edits. I apologize. We'll get better at it and stuff, but that gets you your market update for today.